Hey Reddit. Redditors who made a lot of money by sheer randomness. What's your story? I should listen to this advice. For more videos, like and subscribe.
I won $5,000 playing bingo on a cruise. I have only been on one cruise. And it was the only time I have played bingo in my life. I have retired from both.
Going out on top.
The summer after my freshman year in college, I was walking my little 20-pound dog on a street near my house. A neighbor lady was walking her two dogs, who were a husky and some other similar-sized dog. The husky attacked my dog, and in the process I got some teeth marks on my wrist. Since the neighbor's dog started it and the owner obviously couldn't control it, I wanted them to pay the vet fees for my dog, which was under $500. The guy ended up being a dick about it, and my roommate's dad was a lawyer, so about a year and a half later I ended up with about $20K.
Dude, either pay for my Shih Tzu or we'll sue the shiz out of you.
There's a little bit of a justice boner in there somewhere. Be a decent person and pay $500. Be a dick and pay 40x that.
Worked a job for a long time. Got hurt on the job. They, instead of helping me, terminated me. Got a lawyer. A year later got $260K for the whole fiasco. Not sure if this counts, but that's my story.
How much was it after lawyer fees and taxes?
I was hurt off the job. Went back too soon and kept informing my boss I wasn't ready, and still having a lot of problems. Bad. Severe insomnia among others. My boss did nothing and kept me working. I got the feeling I was being targeted to be fired because of the sick leave, so I lawyered up. Documented everything and recorded all meetings. The company got wise I was being smart about handling the situation. Spoke to labor relations and decided to buy me out instead. Ended up with about $40K severance package. Enough to ride out my recovery at least. Kinda wish they were stupid and fired me instead. I also only paid about $3K in lawyer fees because I found a really good lawyer.
I once got a message from Reddit admin. It asked if I wanted to do some contract work in my free time. Over the course of a few months, I made like $5 for browsing subreddits and categorizing them by topic and age rating. I didn't get to pick the subreddits I wanted to view though. They'd send me a list of a few hundred subreddits. And I'd have to spend about 10 to 15 minutes on each sub. I'd check for certain things, fill out a Google Sheets form, and move on to the next sub. When I finished a full list, I'd email them to get a new one. It was a pretty sweet gig. I was a substitute teacher and a tutor at the time. So anytime a kid or a teacher cancelled on me, I'd do my Reddit thing. Plus, it was an easy job to do while I was homesick, or waiting for the repair guy to come to my house. Because I had no set hours, I just worked whenever I felt like it.
So is this still an option or nah? I feel like I could totally do this.
My wife's aunt died. She had been institutionalized her whole life and neither of us had ever even met her. We kind of forgot about it for a few months until my wife's uncle emailed her and said she was going to be getting some money. We were like, oh, okay, that's kinda weird, but not complaining. Then my wife got a phone call from the uncle one evening. I heard a lot of ums, okes, and geez, wows. Turned out we were getting over $300. We were both grinding away making $15 an hour and barely making rent every month. And then boom, out of nowhere. That ended up being the difference between having a house and not having a house. Being able to start a family and not being able to start a family. And having a retirement fund versus just hoping not to get evicted every month.
Sounds like you made very good use of the money. Congrats on the unexpected windfall. And using it wisely.
That's so sad. She died alone.
I found $3,600 in a food takeout box in the middle of a giant field. I live in a rich area and lot of drug deals happen, so it's possible I stole multiple thousands of dollars from a drug dealer on accident.
Someone is probably dead because of this, lol. Yeah, contrary to the replies, I doubt anybody died over it. I've known a lot of drug dealers, and I can't think of one that moved enough weight to have a $3,600 transaction that would do some dead drop shiz in a field.
I started an Amazon private label business on a whim in 2015. I made about 25% of the sale in profit after product, shipping, and advertising costs. Sales doubled every month for 6 months: June $4,000, July $8,000, August $18,000, September $40,000, October $84,000, November $175,000, December $362,000. I didn't know what to do. I quit my job in January to focus on growing the business. But my time was spent mostly trying to fend off competition, copying my listing and posting fraudulent reviews, and then lowering my price in the race to the bottom. It went well for a few years. But I never made as much as I made that first December. Lesson learned: arbitrage isn't a long-term business. What kind of stuff did you sell, if you don't mind me asking? I've always wanted to try this. Sounds like it could be worth it.
Still, grossing $175,000 for half a year's work? That is not bad.